Nomatic Travel Bag Review. Does it suck? Is it awesome? You're about to find out. This video is split into different sections so you can jump around to whatever section you want. Let's go. Let's chat about the specs. A few quick bullet points. The only color option is black. You have a 30 or 40 liter option, which will weigh around 3.5 pounds, and it'll cost around 250 to 280 USD. To clarify, there are 3 Nomatic bags. You have the Nomatic Backpack, the Nomatic Travel Pack, and the Nomatic Travel Bag. That's this guy. The Nomatic Travel Bag is the largest out of the 3 options. It's a duffel backpack fusion, and it's designed for ultimate functionality. With all Nomatic backpacks, you only have one color option, black. You got 2 sizes, a 30 liter, or like this guy, a 40 liter. A 30 liter is good for 2 to 4 day trips. A 40 liter is more ideal for 3 to 7 day trips. But I want to clarify, if you're a hardcore one bag light traveler, you can travel with this thing for months and years at a time. The 30 liter is 3.3 pounds and the 40 liter is 3.4 pounds. 3.4 pounds might be a tad too heavy for some ultimate hardcore backpackers on Reddit, but for me, 3.4 pounds for a 40 liter backpack, I can't complain about that. And the last spec is the price range. You're gonna pay around 250 to 280 US dollars for the Nomatic Travel Bag, which is definitely on the higher end for a travel backpack. For the style of the Nomatic Travel Bag, for a 40 liter, it's actually not too bulky. I think it's got sort of a minimalist and techie look to it, and it's got a noticeably boxy shape. Some people hate the boxy look, but I think it looks pretty cool. I think it looks professional and could be good for a business traveler. Overall, for the style, I think it looks pretty smart. All right, Nomatic Travel Bag, materials. We've got great external materials, average interior materials, average zippers, and average hardware. I quite like the external materials on most Nomatic products. This is some sort of tarpaulin, it's high quality. The ballistic nylon is okay, but the tarpaulin is durable, water resistant, and feels quite premium. One thing to note about this tarpaulin is, as you can see, it can get a little wrinkly. I want to clarify though, when we got the bag, it wasn't wrinkly. We had to store it before we were ready to shoot this review, and we didn't store it right, and it obviously got a little wrinkly, so just be aware that this material can wrinkle. The interior materials vary. I think they're quite nice in the tech pocket, but I think they feel cheap in the main compartment. The zips are not a brand name, so no YKK zips here, which is a bit strange for a backpack in this price range, but they feel pretty good. They don't get snagged, and most importantly, they're PU coated, which means they're water resistant. And finally, the hardware. I think it's kind of cheap. Usually backpacks in this price range have more brand name hardware or some magnetic hardware, but the Nomatic Travel Bag seems to use pretty cheap hardware. Don't get me wrong, it's durable, it just doesn't feel premium. For the comfort of the Nomatic Travel Pack, we have a good shoulder strap situation, an okay back panel situation, and a dangle situation. Let's break them down. The shoulder straps are actually quite comfortable, good padding, good ventilation, they're great. The back panel, decent comfort, but no ventilation, so your back's gonna get sweaty. But the dangle experience is borderline unforgivable. Check this out. So if you're in full gear, right, we have, look at all the dangle right there. Dangle, 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 dangle. I feel like a Mongolian yak. No bueno. There was a lack of dangle stoppers on this pack, which for the price range is like mind-boggling. But overall, the comfort when it comes to the shoulder straps and the back panel is pretty good. And finally, the comfort as a duffel is actually quite comfortable. The padding is comfortable, and the grip is sufficient for short little carrying spurts. With the front of the Nomatic Travel Bag, there's not a lot to discuss. It's sort of just a large, flat panel, but that's an enormous contributing factor to its minimalist aesthetic. I like Nomatic's branding. I think the logo looks smart without being too loud. And I dig the contrast of the smooth tarpaulin versus like the rougher looking ballistic nylon. You see this on a lot of packs. You got like the Wander Perverki, Aer packs, the Boundary Supply Errant. Boom, this guy right here. Yet again, you got the smooth here with the rougher ballistic nylon. I love it. And the last part of the front is, as you can see right here, we have the luggage pass-through hole. If you got your luggage, you go ahead and Click the handle up, you can go ahead and slide this guy on and you're good to go. But if you're gonna use the luggage pass-through hole, it's gonna need to be a big ass piece of luggage because this is a big ass bag. Middle of the pack. Let's start at the top. We got 3 pockets and the top handle. Pocket number 1, soft lined quick access pocket. This is a great pocket for things that you need to access quickly and for things that are a bit fragile because the pocket has a nice soft lined material, like a furry little kitten. This is a great spot for your cell phone or your shades. And this pocket has a cord pass-through holder, which means while your phone is in the pocket, you can keep it charged. Pocket number 2, water bottle pocket. This is pretty cool. Tab's face was just like, oh. Why? Because this is strange for a backpack. Most backpacks have a water bottle pocket located on either side. Nomatic does it a bit different. This pocket is completely waterproof, which makes it obviously ideal for a water bottle. And the whole solution is quite cool because if you think about it, one of the selling points of this bag is its sleek, minimalist aesthetic. So by putting the water bottle in its own designated pocket on top and keeping it off the sides, it keeps that minimalist sort of look and makes your travel experience more streamlined. And most importantly, it's still quickly accessible. Pretty cool. The final pocket on the top is this guy right here, which is sort of like a quick access big pocket. Think about it, you're gonna take this on airplanes, you're gonna be taking this on trains. So I like to keep something that needs to be accessible, like a jacket. I think it's a really good spot for a jacket because think about it, airplanes are cold and they're uncomfortable. When I fly, I like my hoodie close by, perfect pocket for it. Last thing on the top is this top handle. Great score for the way that it looks. Average score for its comfort. It's well padded and has a nice little grip to it. The only problem is that there's like a plastic panel on the inside and it kind of creates a little bit of discomfort when you're carrying this handle for longer periods of time. Let's move on to the sides. Side number 1, what I refer to as the tech pocket. To me, the tech pocket is arguably the coolest selling point of the Nomatic Travel Bag. Right here, we have an RFID safe pocket. Tab, 15 seconds. Tell us what RFID safe means.
So RFID is a chip in your credit card or your passport that can be read using a NFC phone, basically. If I root my phone, download an app, I can steal your credit card info.
So long story short, RFID keeps your safe. This is the perfect place for your wallet and maybe a passport, but I got my passport in a different spot. I'll show you that later. Next up is this little zip pocket right here. I like to store, right now I got backup masks because it's the world we live in. And also it's a good spot for pens. Then below the zip pocket, we have 2 soft line pockets and 2 elastic mesh pockets. This is great for tech gear. Think portable batteries, think hard drive, computer chargers, things of that nature. When it comes to this tech pocket, the materials are great and it's extremely satisfying to use. And it's one of my favorite parts of the Nomatic Travel Bag as a whole. Side number 2, 2 pockets, little guy, big guy. This is ideal for a notebook or a reading book. The Heart is a Lonely Hunter. I didn't like it. I got like 40 pages in. I wasn't feeling it. Another thing that I'm not feeling though is this smaller pocket. It's kind of awkward and difficult to get into. I haven't really been able to figure out an ideal thing to put here. Nomatic advertises it as a good place for your boarding pass. Me, I just don't use it though. Let's check out the bottom, where we have 2 things. First of all, this god-awful handle. It's uncomfortable and it looks like dog shit. You're dead to me, handle. And then we have a shoe compartment, which is great for shoes.
You actually brought shoes with you.
I actually put shoes in it this time. Normally I never bring shoes. You guys are lucky, okay? I brought my A game to this review today. I wanted to showcase that it actually can fit the shoes quite comfortably. Pop your shoes in there. Go ahead and close this. Bada bing, bada boom. I like shoe compartments on backpack. It's great because if you bring your shoes, you got a place to put them. And if you don't, you just kind of forget about the existence of it because it's at the bottom of the bag and it doesn't take up any extra room. So the thing to take away with the middle of the pack is that there's a lot of cool pockets and organization and functionality, but also keep in mind that slim profile. There's no side handles, there's no side pockets that jut out, there's no water bottles, which makes it a more seamless travel experience and it makes it great for carry-on. You might be thinking, wait, Aaron, you didn't talk about the main compartment. I know. That's because with the Nomatic Travel Bag, you actually access the main compartment via the back panel. Let me show you. What you do is just pop this guy like this and you have a full perimeter zipper. I got my zips at the top, undo there, and we have our main compartment. I packed a few different things in here to kind of give you an idea of what this thing looks like with some clothes in it. More or less, this is 40 liters and it has a really impressive carrying capacity. A few things to note though is there's no internal organization. Some other packs in this size will have like pockets in here. This doesn't have anything like that. You just have a big old canyon, but also take note of how the other sections, for instance, the shoe section here, water bottle section, and the jacket really compromise the amount of space you have in the main compartment. So if you're using these other pockets, you're gonna have less space in here. Keep that in mind. Also worth noting is the Nomatic Travel Bag 40 liter comes with a laundry bag. The 30 liter currently does not. This laundry bag is pretty sweet because you just go ahead, you undo it, and then when you get to your hotel, your Airbnb, or your hostel, you just go ahead and hang it up, pop your dirty laundry in there, and then once it's full, close it. It's mesh, so it breathes, so your clothes don't get too stanky in there, and the size fits the full perimeter of the actual bag. Pretty nifty to have. I love this. Moving on over yonder, this is the tech compartment. You want two things from your tech compartment. You want it to be safe and secure, and you want it to be accessible. This compartment does both quite nicely. It feels quite tight, quite secure. It's made with really nice and kind of soft materials. It's large enough to fit a 15-inch MacBook Pro, and I couldn't find what size tablet it fits, but this is almost as big as the laptop, so a big tablet. But yeah, that's about it with the main compartment. Pretty simple, and it gets the job done. Now let's move on to the actual back of this pack. Normally you want two things. You want ventilation and padding. This guy kind of has neither, but it strangely works. The padding actually, it's pretty comfortable to wear. I didn't have any like pain, but the lack of ventilation was definitely a problem. If it's hot out, the sun's out, the tarpaulin's getting hot, your back's getting sweaty, this thing will just get plastered to your back. But with the comfort of the bag, you have to remember, this is not just a backpack, it's a duffel and a backpack. We're gonna get into that in a sec. So it's not meant to be the most comfortable backpack because it's technically a duffel as well. So if you're switching back and forth from backpack to duffel, should be okay. The shoulder straps are comfy, got a nice amount of ventilation, and I find them to be very well padded. We've got a sternum strap right here, which is on the good side, removable, but on the bad side, if you remove it, it's a to get back on. So if you like sternum straps, leave it on. If you want to take it off, just leave it off. Also, we got a little bit of excess dangle there, which pisses me off. Why? Why? Now we also have dangle on the bottom of the shoulder strap, but this one was unavoidable, and I'm gonna show you why. Now, let's talk about duffel mode, and here is how it's done. So what you do are these straps right here. You're gonna wanna loosen this guy, loosen that guy. The straps will stay there, and then you just lift this up, put this here, snap those into place, and then, just like that, you're in duffel mode. But let's talk about duffel mode and duffel theory for just a second. There's three types of backpack duffels. You've got shoulder duffels, like the Osprey Farpoint 40 and the Aer Capsule. That's basically just a backpack that has like a shoulder duffel strap that you can carry on one shoulder as like a duffel messenger type thing. That's not what this is. Then you have like a quick switcher hybrid, like the Wandered Hexad Access. For that one, the duffel straps are actually a part of the shoulder straps and you actually carry the duffel like this. But the Nomatic Travel Bag is actually a true hybrid where one experience exists by itself, and to switch to the other, you gotta take a few seconds up to a minute to kind of get everything situated. So point in case, these waist straps. If you're wearing this in backpack mode, I highly recommend wearing the waist straps. It helps center your gravity and take some of the weight off of your back and just kind of makes everything more comfortable. But when you're carrying this in duffel mode and these waist straps are flying all over the place, it sucks. So that's why to go into full duffel transition, I recommend, you have to do the whole thing with the unloosening it and buckling it here. And I also recommend taking the waist straps off. This means that going from duffel to backpack takes a bit of commitment. It's not very seamless, but it means that each one is more comfortable in their respective forms when you actually take the time to change them. So as you can see right now, I took the waist straps off, and the duffel mode is pretty awesome. Truth be told, I'm not a huge duffel guy. I don't find them anywhere near as comfortable as a backpack. But as you can see, moving around with this guy, it's got like, it's a proper duffel. In fact, I would almost argue that the Nomatic Travel Bag makes a better duffel than it does a backpack. And the last point are these waist straps. Just like the laundry bag, the waist straps only come included with the 40-liter version. They're quite comfortable, well ventilated, and a really nice padding to them without being too heavy. And each strap has its own zip pocket, which is perfect for a passport. These waist straps rock. My one point of criticism though is the dangle. Typically a waist strap will have some sort of like pocket right there that you can go ahead and slide this guy into to make sure there's no dangle. Not with this guy. You're a dangling son of a and I hate you. I like this one though because it has my passport. Pro number one is great functionality and organization. Pro number two is that it's both a duffel and a backpack. Pro number three is the badass tech compartment. And pro number four is the minimalist design, so there's very little drag. But this bag is not for everyone. Let's talk about the cons. Con number one, it's pricey. Con number two is that some of the materials and hardware are kind of average for the price. And con number three is that while it's a good backpack and a good duffel, it's not quite exceptional at either. So all the pros and all the cons taken into consideration, I think that the Nomatic Travel Bag is a 4-star pack. It's a cool and fun travel pack that accomplishes a lot, even though it doesn't exactly know what it is. And honestly, it's like a 3.5, but I'm sick of doing decimals, so I'm just rounding that up to 4. So solid 4 stars. Good work, Nomatic. This bag is for you if you want a true duffel backpack hybrid. This pack is also for you if you want a very cool and very functional large travel pack. And this is also the pack for you if you're looking for a more streamlined experience with a large travel pack. If any of that sounds like you and you're gonna make a purchase, please use the links below. It makes sure you get the best price and it helps support our channel. But this bag, not for everyone. The Nomatic Travel Bag is not for you if you're looking for an amazing large backpack. At the end of the day, this is a hybrid between a duffel and a backpack, and it's good at both, but not exceptional at being a backpack. If you want an exceptional large travel pack, check the links below. This is also not the pack for you if you're looking for an exceptional large travel duffel. Yet again, this is a hybrid. If you just want a badass travel duffel, check the links below. And finally, this is not the pack for you if you're looking for a larger travel pack that has the shoulder duffel mode. If that sounds like you, check the links below. I got a couple awesome backpacks that have like the shoulder duffel mode. Check the links. If you found this video useful and you want to help support the channel, the best ways to do that are to like, subscribe, share, and most importantly, use our links if you make a purchase. That's all, guys, and we'll see you next time.